Yes, I must say once again, a beautiful Tuesday morning, and thanks for still being there listening to Rock City 101.9 FM here in the city of Abeokuta. Indeed, we are the voice of the people. Yes, Citizens Forum. This morning we'll be taking you into our agency, into government's reformation, rehabilitation, and what did it call? Call it the Reconstruction Agency of Government. I'm talking of the prisons where people who, for one reason or the other, find themselves in that confinement of a government-controlled house. How do they do it? Issues around it, if you remember, those of you who've been following us patiently will know that series of questions and issues have been raised by many of our listeners on one, what is going on with pregnant inmates in the prison. Somebody has even advocated for what he called a suspended sentence for anybody who is pregnant, and then he can't, that person, she can come back to start her prison term after 6 months of delivery. Well, for now, Ogun State is scared of it. Fortunately, or how, I don't know how they've been doing it, jailbreak across different areas of the state. But from the 5 prisons we have here in the state, we could have issues. Many of those issues, the man we have today will tell us. But so far, they have been able to effectively control those incidents of jailbreak in the state. Thank God, and thanks to the officers of the Nigerian Prison Service. So, this morning we have with us the State Comptroller of Prison, Mr. Benson Abolade. Good morning, Mr. Abolade.
Good morning. Good morning, my esteemed listeners.
All right. Mr. Abolade, we understand there are 5 prisons here in Ogun State, and we have one that is regarded as maximum prison. The one here in Abeokuta, am I right?
Yes.
Okay, maximum prison. Does it still retain that status of a
Yes,
maximum
it still retains that status. Maximum prison.
Okay. Recently, we have complaints by Comptroller of Prisons about the need for the governors to sign the death warrant for condemned prisoners because they have been identified as the main source of restiveness and troubles inside our prison maze. May I ask you, how many people are on the death row here in Ogun State?
As at this morning, we have 102 condemned convicts in Abeokuta prison.
And what is being done to ensure that these sentences are carried out?
Actually, there is no governor is willing to sign death warrants as at now because the standard worldwide is that people should not just be hanged or killed in a shameful manner. So governors are very careful to sign death warrants.
Okay, sir, quickly, let's look at the statistics now. In Nigeria, we have no fewer than 2,000 inmates in Nigerian prisons, and they are said to be on the death row, while an alarming 75% are also on their waiting trial. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, then the total prison population in Nigeria is over 68,000, comprising 17,686 convicts. Then we have 4,080 lifers, then 2,000 condemned convicts, and over 40,000 awaiting trial persons. Am I also correct?
Yes.
Okay, sir, quickly, can you just explain to us what we mean by being on a death row?
Actually, being on death row is a form of capital punishment. That means such a person must have committed a capital offense, maybe by killing human being or any other capital offenses. That is when he goes to court, he'll be condemned to death.
Okay, we have so much in the prisons now. Why does it take so long for a prisoner to be on the death row?
Actually, many people are on death row as at now because most of the governors are not signing the death warrant. That is the issue.
Now, what is the implication of not signing this deadline? For instance, your own command here in Ogun State, where we will be limiting ourselves to Ogun State, 102. What is the implication of having this high number with you?
Actually, if these condemned convicts are many, it gives prison authority problems because they are already condemned to death. So there will be restfulness. There will be problems in the end.
The prison authorities still feed them, still take care of them.
We take care of them. We give them food, water. Take care when they are sick. We take them to the hospital, and we even give them drugs in the prison.
Okay, what other crimes would lead to a prisoner to be on a death row apart from killing someone? If we have 102 prisoners on the death row.
Pardon?
She wants to find out what other crime can
Crimes.
one commit that will lead to being condemned to death.
Actually, if he kills another person,
That's one.
he'll be condemned to death. Then, if
Basically, it's the crime of an eye for an eye. Once a life is involved and it is not manslaughter.
yes, but that one will be interpreted by the judiciary. But actually, if he kills another person, he'll be condemned to death.
Okay. Now, let's look at the welfare of these prisoners themselves. Because most times when somebody has that bitter experience of going in, by the time he comes out, he looks emaciated. He looks emaciated, sorry, and looks as if he's coming from hell. And people have estimated today the cost of feeding a prisoner daily to be 115 naira. How do you manage to cater for these people?
You mean the admitted trials?
Yes, the 80 and even the you feed all of them, don't you cater for both
Yes,
the
yes,
awaiting trials
yes,
and
yes. Actually, our the first objective for the Nigerian Prison Service is safe custody. And when we are talking about safe custody, it encompasses accommodation, feeding, taking care of them when they are sick. So actually, the government has really tried because the cost of feeding of an inmate has been increased to 450 naira per day. And recently, their food
from when was it increased to 450?
since 2015.
Okay.
So and their food has really improved. Their food has really improved
450 per day or per meal?
per day.
Per day. Okay, that's what it takes to feed them.
Feed an average prisoner.
Well, what's the total inmates in your custody in Ogun State?
As at this morning, the total inmates, both the condemned, the lifers, and the awaiting trials, and the convicts in Ogun State is almost 3,000.
Almost 3,000, so that's
Almost
less
3,000.
than 3,000.
Yes.
Okay, now there's this problem that has also been noticed getting these 80s now awaiting trials to court when during their hearing. Because many of the magistrates have also complained that part of the reasons why cases are delayed is that is the inability of the prison authorities to bring these 80s to court. I understand they are supposed to be brought, is it Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, but most times these do not happen. How are you coping with this problem?
Actually, the awaiting trials are supposed to be taken to court on daily basis. But because we are being confronted with logistic problem, that is why we made arrangements with the judiciary, and they agreed with us to be bringing them on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And we have been obeying the agreement.
Okay, we have some of these prisoners on the death row who are wrongly convicted. Am I correct? How do you handle this?
Actually, that one will be handled by the judiciary.
Okay, so how then will you be able to decipher that?
Pardon?
How well will you be able to decipher that?
That some people are wrongly condemned.
Condemned.
We can't know.
Okay, yours is to keep them.
Our function is just to keep them, to take care of them.
To you, you keep them. Nobody. So
that's
we
what
are not bothered about what brought them there.
No, that is not our duty. It's outside the scope of our duty.
Now, I want to go back to bringing these 80s, they are waiting trials, to court. An arrangement made Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Have you been able to honor that conscientiously?
We have been honoring that conscientiously. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we take them to court.
Okay. Earlier on, you said awaiting trial should have been brought on a daily basis.
Yes.
Or as requested by the trial judge. Which one would be convenient for you? Bringing them daily or as requested by the trial judge, or the current arrangement of Monday, Wednesday, and Friday?
If we have vehicles, not vehicles, it is our duty to take them to court on daily basis.
We've also been told stories of the planned movement of the Bara prisons to Oba. What stage is that program now?
No, that one is outside my power. That one will be determined by the headquarters in Abuja.
I thought it's the state government here, Ogun State, that it's it's between
the state government and national headquarters Abuja.
That it's doing that. Okay, but what other expansion? Because obviously the prisons, all the two prisons here, at least in Abeokuta, is being said to be congested. So what are the plans going on to reduce congestion in those prisons?
More cells are being built. If you go to Oba prison now, you will see 2 new cells being built by the national headquarters in Abuja. So plans are underway to expand the prison, the 2 prisons in Abuja.
How soon will they be ready?
Very soon.
Very soon.
Very soon.
So what would then be the capacity of a prison if after completion?
As of today, Oba prison is locking 652, and it still has the capacity to lock 200 inmates. It's not congested at all.
Okay, Oba is still
yes.
Very still there. We also had complaints, particularly at Oba prisons, of the difficulty in which those who have relations in there, the difficulties they go through in getting their inmates. First, does inmates have the right to receive visitors?
Inmates, they have rights to receive visitors.
And what are the procedures for receiving such visitors?
When you get to the prison, you fill a form, and it's free of charge. And you see your visitor.
Are they allowed to bring in food for them?
Pardon?
Are they allowed to bring in food for them?
And before you can bring in food, you have to, because it is our duty to give them food. And if you now decide to bring food, then you have to agree with the authority.
Okay. How many times do you feed them in a day?
3 times in a day.
3 times
morning, afternoon, evening.
Okay, you keep talking about your scope of duties. Can we understand your scope of duties?
First of all, safe custody of the inmates. And when we are talking about safe custody of the inmates, it encompasses their feeding, their medical treatment, their accommodation. All these things we need to take care of them before they can be in safe custody. Apart from being in safe custody, you have to identify the causes or the cause of the antisocial behavior. We treat them and train them to become a law-abiding citizen in a free society. Then we actually rehabilitate them after reforming them. Then we also generate funds for the government through our industries and farm centers.
So you have industries and farm centers?
Yes, we have industries and farm centers.
In Ogun State, where are your farm centers?
At Agwawi, we have a farm center at Agwawi.
Managed by the prison
By
authority?
the prison authority.
So who are the workers there?
The inmates, and the staff.
So how do you...
That's news to me.
Is the security tight?
That's
why we have jailbreak.
You don't have jailbreak
at all.
All right, yes, Daybreak Show, Rock City 101.9 FM Citizens Forum. This Tuesday, lovely, cool Tuesday morning, we have with us as our guest the Comptroller of Prisons in Ogun State, Mr. Benson Abolade. Let's let you join us via the three different ways provided: the telephone, the Twitter handle, and of course our SMS.
We have the studio lines 0809-868-7344 or 0909-146-9670 or the Twitter handle at Rock City FM and the shortcode dial 32120. Type Rock, you leave a space, type your message, include your name and send it to 32120.
All right, yes, let's take your calls, let's take your comment. Please, no insult, no abuse on individuals as you make your comments or question, and don't come out with claims that cannot be substantiated. Again, move away from your radio set. That's the only way in which we can. Usually, it distorts communication when you have your radio on and you're still attempting to talk to us.
Okay, while we wait for the calls to come in, we mentioned women, pregnant women in prisons. Are you following, sir?
Okay.
Okay, we mentioned pregnant women in prisons. Most times you find out that a woman comes to prison and she's not pregnant. So much later, you find out that a woman gets pregnant. Who are those behind this?
No woman can come to the prison and get pregnant inside the prison. It's not possible. Because inside the prison, as the controller of the prison of Ogun State Command, I cannot enter into the female ward without an escort. Even the in charge of the prison cannot enter into the female yard without an escort. So it is impossible, totally impossible, for a woman to get into the prison and get pregnant.
So all the women that come there and are found pregnant were pregnant before they got there?
They were pregnant before they entered the prison.
Okay, we have a caller now. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Good morning, Dele. Good morning, Chienye. Good morning, the Comptroller of Prison.
Good morning.
Yes, my name is Dr. Uncle. I'm calling from Ashiro. I like to thank you for the job you are doing. The day I visited other prisons many years ago, I was frightened by what I saw. And anybody who has been there and with a sound mind will pray that God may I never come here for whatever reason, for what I saw there. But I have a problem why prisons are congested and an overspill of crime into the outside world. That is not the non-execution of prisoners under the pretext that the world says that you should not execute prisoners. Capital punishment. I don't know where we got that one from. Because when you have a crime for capital punishment, you committed a crime, that's it. And you are tried in a competent court of jurisdiction and you are given the time to appeal and all that. Why we shy away is why people can kidnap easily with impunity. That is why some armed men can go to a court and then sack the court and carry their and go away, all because you are not against the people. Hello?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Yeah, because that exhibition not carried out. Nigerians, all this bragado, if the Nigerians see who are people being shot, tied to the sick and shot or hanged, believe you me, crime rate will drop in this country. So we frighten out because they know the consequences. But with all this idea of people not signing it because they are afraid, some of them are afraid because they are morally committed. There's a offense they have committed morally, but they are not in jail. Until we visit this issue of execution of people, capital offenses, there
Thank you, Dr. Nkong. Let's move on. Add calls to it. The prison controller is taking notes. Hello.
Hello?
Hello, morning.
Hello, good morning, Dele and Chienye. Morning, resource person.
Good morning.
My name is Gafar
Good morning.
Ismaila. The way Nigerian society is now, you can see that some people are being justified with the adage that it is illegal to be law-abiding in a lawless society. I repeat, some people are now claiming to be justified with their adage that it is illegal to be law-abiding in the lawless society. Because when people were convicted and they've been given final judgment by the competent court of law that they should be executed, but what do you see? I am not in any way against capital punishment. Neither am I advocating for an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. But at the same time, if there is a law set aside in a country, we have to address strictly that law so that it will serve as deterrent to others. In a situation whereby we are trying to play an holier than thou attitude, what you're going to see is number one, being elected by the controller, prison congestion. And you see people being guilty of the same criminal offense because they felt that those who have been sentenced, those who have been given judgment has not been what? Has not been executed. I think
Approaching 2 minutes.
something has to be done as regards this. Now, our crime rate to continue. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Let's add more calls. Hello. Hello. 0809 8687 344 and 0909 146 9670. Hello, yes, your turn to speak.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, good morning, Dele. Good morning, Jerry. Good thing, yes.
Good morning.
My name is Benson Abolade. I am calling from Abeokuta. I have two questions for your guest. This one happens to be on the children of the big guns. Speculations have it that, some if a child of a big gun, or what I call, quote and unquote, the big gun, the powers that be in society, is in prison or is in your custody for one reason or the other. That there is this kind of arrangement that is being made to replace that, inmate with another person. So that's escape. How is that true? One. Then the second one is that we also had it, on speculative basis that most of the inmates that are, are impregnated by some of the officers. Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you.
Okay, let's add this one to it. We'll move away from the telephone to allow the controller to respond. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Hello, who is there? Good morning. All right, you can try again. 32120 is where to send your SMS to. Hello, you are on.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
My name is Godfrey. I'm calling from Lafayette, Abeokuta, sir.
Godfrey.
During military tribunal 4 years ago, after sentencing somebody to death, who is signing the paper before they carry it to the range and the army will kill that person? Why is it that they are waiting for governor to sign the death warrant before they go and kill somebody? I want to know from that very man. During military tribunal, nobody is signing that this, they just carry them to go and kill. By doing this, is nothing is very wrong. Just like that.
All right. The military don't rule by constitution. Maybe he will answer. I just retorted. All right. Let's move away from the telephone. Do we have the tweets or the messages?
Let him react first. We don't have any.
Okay, controller. Let's have your response to issues raised.
Thank you very much for the issues raised by our esteemed listeners. The issue of capital punishment is not the function of the prison to execute the capital punishment unless he receive order from the governor, and that is the law.
From your experience, sir, what will you be saying to this? Will you suggest that somebody else be permitted to sign it, or will you just advocate for a straight abolishment of capital punishment from your own experience as a prison officer?
As a prison officer, I will not advocate the abolition of capital punishment. But the main issue is this: the focus of the prison worldwide has shifted from punishment to correction. So, as at now, prisons all over the world, they believe in reformation of an inmate. So if somebody commits a capital offense, our focus is how we can reform him to become a law-abiding citizen in a free society. That is our focus as a prison officer.
But how many of them take to that rehabilitation? Because you find out that the same offense that brought them there, when they have been rehabilitated and go back to their various places, they still come back for that same offense committed.
That assertion is not true. Because as of today, the only way we can assess the success of the prison officer is how far it goes about the business of protecting society by reforming prisoners. Because our vision as a prison is to protect the society, and our vision is to protect the society, and our mission is to reform the prisoner. So the implication therefore is that the ultimate assessment of the success and failure of the Nigerian prison service must be calibrated in terms of how it goes about the business of protecting society by reforming prisoners. And if you go to as I've highlighted at the beginning of this program, the lockup of Nigerian prison service in Ogun State Command is almost 3,000 as at this morning. And if you look at the statistics, more than 60 to 70% of these inmates are awaiting trials. And the law says that an inmate, a person cannot be found guilty unless he's tried in the court of law. And most of the inmates we have in the prisons, they are awaiting trials. If 60 to 70% are awaiting trials, and maybe by jail delivery or by committees set up by the government, they go out and they commit offense. When you ask them, they will say, I'm just from the prison. And the implication is that we have not done anything.
Okay, I understand what you are saying. So those who have been seen to have done that are those who have actually not been convicted. They were just there to stay.
Thank you very much. Those people, they have not been subjected to any treatment in the prison, to any reformatory program in the prison.
Okay, I understand that. How do you then deal with these two groups of people, the ATs and then those who are inmates who have been condemned? How do you distinguish the kind of treatment you give to these people? Because I'm still going to what exactly those calibration over reform in the prison sector saying Ogun State are. What examples can you give us? Which of the 5 prisons you have it's solely handling reforms and rehabilitation, or is it every prison has its own rehabilitation point?
Every prison has to reform its prisoners.
Exactly what does that reform entails?
Okay, when we are talking about reform, we have various stages of reform. When an inmate gets into the prison and is convicted by the court of law, the first thing we do as a prison officer is to identify the cause and the causes of his antisocial behavior. When we identify the cause, then we now place him on the right trade. Maybe he wants to become a plumber, a bricklayer, a hairdresser, or any vocation he wants, then we know what to do. Then if it's maybe it's a dropout, or it's a secondary student, secondary school student, there's opportunity for him in the prison to continue with his education. So we have various forms of reformation in the prison. We have education. If you want to continue up to the university level, there's chance for you in the prison. If you want to learn one trade or the other, there's chance for you in the prison. So we have education as part of our reformation policy. We call that PAREP, Prisons Adult Remedial Education Policy Program. That is number one. We have another one. That one is vocational training, where you can acquire skills. Maybe you want to learn shoemaking, block making.
All these are they compulsory or selective?
They are selective. That is
So
why when we identify, if you want the one, you go to the one, you choose the one you like.
What of if I'm not interested in any, I don't want? So what kind of reform? How do you rehabilitate such person?
Yeah, I've never seen such a still.
So this is what I'm saying. Do you make it compulsory that you must choose one?
You must choose one. Yeah, you must have interest in one. So you will leave the prison better than the way you came in.
Okay, you leave the prison a better person than the way they came in.
All right, let's go back to the telephone lines.
Okay, we have some messages now.
Okay.
Yes, all with Benson are saying is, okay, they allow visitors, but before they will allow the visitor, they collect money, and not without, they will drive them away. One of the, okay, this message is not clear.
Maybe you resend it and
yes,
let's have
and
exactly what you are to reconstruct it, and let's understand what you are trying to say. But I think it's saying
when you want to visit the
it's
prisoners,
not free, that
you
they
have
still
to pay.
collect money. I think that's the gist of what you said. But reconstruct it and resend it.
Abdurrashid Dokenla from Abeokuta, let me welcome the most humble, friendly state CP to Rock City. Oga, you have been doing well since you became the CP. Still, that notwithstanding, we'll still want you to urge and implore the government on what to do on prison congestion, most especially the pregnant inmates in Nigerian prisons. Many lives are being rotten in the prisons. Good morning, sir. Please, is it possible for individual persons to come to the prison in the name of religion to preach? Because I learned that only religious organizations are allowed to visit the prisons. Alpha Akin from Randa is asking that question. Then this is from Diron Amosho. Good morning, sir. Please, I want to know, are religious groups allowed to visit inmates? If yes, what are the conditions for approval? That's also a question coming from Diron Amosho. A lady who has spent more than a year in the prison is now found pregnant. Who do you think is responsible for the pregnancy?
Found pregnant while still in the prison?
Yeah, she spent a year there and then she's now found pregnant. Maybe she didn't go there pregnant. So after spending a year, she's found pregnant. Who do you think is responsible for the pregnancy? Ujimbi from Idimangu Kiata is asking the question. And then for the tweets, we have this one from Mark Ibekwe. On prisons, I see us expanding our prisons continually if we do not expand the spectrum for job creation. I weep for my country. And I have this other one from John Adiolu Bravo. How do you control the warders that take bribe before allowing a visitor in? I once experienced such at Ibarra prison. Roger syndrome. Okay.
All right. Controller, you want to react to issues?
About the issue of religious visits. Religious organizations, they come to the prison to preach to the inmates. It's part of our reformatory program. They come on daily basis, both the imams and the pastors, to preach to the inmates. And this one has really helped us in reforming the inmates. So if you are not a pastor, you cannot just come to the prison to preach to the inmates.
I think that's what he wants to find out. If he's a pastor, how does he get involved in it.
Any modality.
The modalities.
He has to come to fill a form through our welfare department, and it will be approved.
Okay. Somebody is talking about congestion of the prison. What would be your own suggestion on how to decongest prisons as it were now?
More cells should be built if you want to decongest the prisons, and there should be speedy administration of justice so that people, our number for our ATM will be drastically reduced.
No, okay. Now they are talking about somebody is insisting that he pays money to see inmates. Are you aware of this?
That
or
one,
what? How do you eradicate that?
That one is not true, because at the gate lodge of every prison in Ogun State Command is boldly written and inscribed free visitors.
Yeah, sometimes there's a difference between what is written
And what is
go
carried
to the
out.
police station, bail is free everywhere, and right at the point in which the bail is free, it's written.
Still pay.
It's written where it is written. That is where people stop and discuss bail.
As I'm talking to you now, all the prisons formations of Ogun State Command, if you want to visit any of your relations, it is free.
Alright, can we add more to it? Or do you have other things you intend to?
About that, the question raised by one of our listeners about pregnant woman getting pregnated after a year. That one is not true, because when you get to the prison, you have to be screened. You have to be screened medically as a woman if you get to the prison. So it is not true for a woman to get impregnated after a year in the prison.
But what are you doing for those who are pregnant at the time in which they receive their sentences? Once they are being taken in.
Once we detect that you are pregnant, we take care of you until you give birth to the child.
No, I don't say that. You take care of that person in the prison.
Yes, we take care of the child or the woman in the prison and the baby when she delivers.
What happens to the baby after delivery?
She takes out the baby
in the cell.
In the cell.
Okay, I think that is strange.
Very strange.
Okay,
we have this one from John Adiolu Bravo on the tweet. A woman was detained at Ibarra prison for weeks for an offense that was committed by her escaped husband with a 6-month baby in her hand. What have you done concerning that? And then we have this one from Kenny Additional. Sir, prison is expected to be a reformatory center, but what we find out is that the prisoners in question come out more hardened. Why is this so? Again, we found out that politicians always demand for the release of hardened criminals to execute elections' dirty jobs. Why would the prison management collaborate with politicians to unleash terror on innocent Nigerians? Thank you. Those are the questions from Kenny Additional from Ashiro.
All right, Comptroller is saying what, but please clear the air. Is it possible for anybody to just go straight to the prison, either from the police station or from one big man? Let me say the governor now. It's okay, send him to go and lock him up in the prison. Is it possible?
It is not possible, because I, as the Comptroller of Prisons of Ogun State Command, I have no right to put anybody inside the prison. Before we can admit you into the prison, you have to come with a genuine warrant.
So it's from the court. It's the court who sends somebody
to the prison.
Okay.
So the issue of a woman or the question raised by our listener that somebody
spent 6 months.
6 months. It's not true.
So those stay is determined by the court.
By the judiciary.
All right. Is it possible to take a call before the break?
Has he attended to the questions by Kenny Additional?
And then the issue of a prisoner becoming more hardened
when they come out.
I've told you before that most of those people outside the prison most of them were not subjected to prison treatment when they were in the prison because most of them are awaiting trials. So it is possible for somebody to come to the prison and become more hardened after leaving the prison if he's not a convicted prisoner.
Okay, I think that's clear enough. What the controller is trying to say is once it's an awaiting trial, the full responsibility is not for the prison authority because it is expected that they are not sure of what his case will end, how it will end.
Has not been proved guilty.
So if at the end he is discharged, let's say he spent 3 years as an inmate awaiting trial and is discharged and acquitted by the court, people will say, he's just coming from the prison. But to the prison authorities, he's just a visitor on transit. I hope that is all right. We have to take this break for the national news at 10 to come up. After that, we still have the State Comptroller of Prisons with us, Mr. Benson Abolade, discussing issues around prisons, specifically within Ogun State. Don't go anywhere. Prison and prison issues on the Citizens Forum. Daybreak Show, Rock City 101.9 FM in Abeokuta. This morning, we have with us the Ogun State Comptroller of Prisons, Mr. Benson Abolade. Well, we've talked about a whole lot of issues. There are some pending issues, questions raised before that break. So Mr. Abolade is still here with us. Let's try and clear the air, Mr. Abolade, on this reformation issue, and then the resettlement or rehabilitating prisoners. People have said during the course of this program that there have been occasions where somebody who's been in the prison comes out after spending some time and then goes back to crime and finds himself back in the prison, which to them is being interpreted as he has not gotten an elaborate or appropriate reformation system, and that's why he's doing that again. Do you do evaluation of all this and find out what exactly should be done to move this to the next achievable level?
What happens is this. For instance, in Abeokuta prison, as at this morning, the open out is 1,044. And out of this number, just only 100.
The entire population.
The entire population of Abeokuta prison.
1,044.
1,044 as at this morning. And out of this number, we only have 109 that can only be subjected to reformatory program in the prisons.
Because that's the number of those who have been convicted.
That is the total number of people that have been convicted. And by law, that is the number we are permitted to treat, to undergo reformatory program in the prison. And out of this total number, when we minus 109 from 1,044,
I'll give us about 935 or so.
900 plus.
Yes.
935. And when maybe any of this 935, when they go out of the prison and they commit an offense, and people outside will ask them, where are you coming from? They will say, I'm coming from Ibarra prison. And people will say, but you have spent 2 or 3 years in the prison. Why is it that you have not been reformed? And because that is the function of the Nigerian Prison Service. Not knowing that that man has not passed through the reformatory program of the Nigerian Prison Service, because while he was in the prison, he was just an awaiting trial.
A visitor.
A visitor on transit. And law does not permit us to reform such a person. So the general notion of the public is that the Nigerian Prison Service is not doing anything. That is not correct.
All right. Okay, we go back. Can we start with the tweets and messages?
Yes, we have quite a lot of them. Okay, we have Yemi Da Vinci. The comptroller is just making blanket denial statements. Of course, they collect at least 600 naira before people are being allowed to see inmates. Let him go ahead and investigate.
Which of the prisons, Da Vinci? There are 5 of them in
better.
the state, so
Yemi
that
Da
it
Vinci,
will
if you're
help
listening.
the controller.
Then Yemi Da Vinci still, I think we should focus more on reformation and speedy judicial system to combat congestion. I support governors not signing death warrants. Killing people to show people that killing people is wrong is very illogical. And if I was a governor or president, I would set awaiting trial inmates free if their case files are missing or IPO is lost. Okay, Rahim, was you on this one? Why is it that some prisoners are being allowed in the prisons in Nigeria to smoke Indian hemp? Because recent research has shown that. Yemi Da Vinci again, Comptroller Sir, why are there not more agricultural centers by prisons than far away in Agoiwe? What market can we buy prison products from? John Adeolu Bravo, even the marked 3 square meal would have turned 1.5 by the time it passes from the warders to the inmates. If you ask their experiences, then the controller may not be aware of all broken protocols. The hierarchy is very long, but believe me, all those things I raised and more happened right before me. I am testifying. Okay, that's from John Adeolu Bravo. Then switching over to the tweets, CP, the messages rather. CP, sir, do you have detailed record which includes photo of inmates when they were admitted? What are you doing about the shortage of staff affecting reformation program? That's a question from Ola. Then this is from Julius. 30 armed robbers in a town robbed. They raped and later killed their 50 victims. If they are caught, tried and executed, the number of robbers in that town will be reduced. If a governor who enjoys full state security and spared robbers to evoke popularity, then they indirectly breed more armed robbers and population of robbers will be increased while our society suffers. No sense in showing pity to killers who killed others. Let's stop talking about human rights. Victims also have rights. Let's reduce robbers' population by executing them. They have no right to live while their victims are in the graveyards. This one was sent in by Julius. Abdurrashid Okinla, sincerely, I'm not pleased with the way government treat the inmates. Officers, likewise. It makes the job more complex. The welfare package needs to be looked into. I still insist that the case of any woman with 6 months pregnancy should be suspended and resume 6 months after child delivery. I can't imagine what the officers are passing through in taking care of babies in prison. What do we expect of that baby brought up in that situation? Government should do the needful.
All right, Controller. I got with you. Fine. Why do we have just one in the state? That's one of the questions.
Plans are underway to establish more farms in the state. As at now, we have one.
Okay, you said that the products, which markets can we get
the
them?
products?
And what are the products, if I may ask?
We have so many products in the farm. Yam, plantain, all those things they are in the farm.
Since they are not labeled, so you may not know they are coming from their farm. All right. Okay, what other issues do we have to attend to?
Then photo of inmates.
Yes.
When
they are brought in.
When they are brought in, we take photograph of inmates when they get into the prison, so that if they escape, we will know how to trace them and get them caught outside the prison. So we take their photographs when they enter the prison. All inmates, both convicted and unconvicted.
Okay. All right, telephone lines. Let's check telephone lines.
Then the issue of this Indian hemp.
Yes.
Because we don't allow prisoners to smoke Indian hemp. No class of prisoners are allowed.
But he's saying they still Indian hemp still find its way there.
We don't allow Indian hemp into the yard. don't allow their MP.
Mobile phone, GSM.
Well, because that one we give them the bonus to cause problem inside the yard.
What about telephone calls?
Telephone calls, we don't allow telephones inside the yard because we know the implication. It can lead to jailbreak because they can use the phone to connect with their colleagues outside the prison to come and cause jailbreak. That is why we frown at the use of telephones inside the yard.
Okay, how often can inmates receive visitors?
Inmates receive visitors on daily basis.
Okay.
On daily basis.
All right, 0809-86-87344 and 0909-146-9670. We reopen the telephone lines. Hello.
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 Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, morning.
Mr. Olakilani is calling. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you.
You see, question, just 2 questions or so. Number 1, are you adequately funded to keep the workshops where those convicts are being trained? That's number 1. Number 2, do you get enough or any humanitarian or government assistance to resettle those convicts trade so that they might settle in their trades? They might settle on their different trades or vocations. Finally, number 3, do you have any success story to tell on information you received from ex-convicts? Thank you.
All right. Hello, let's take another call. Good morning. Hello. Hello, who is there? Good morning.
Don't forget, keep the messages rolling into 32120. Type rock, you leave a space, type your message, include your name, and send it to 32120 and the Twitter handle at Rock City FM. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, morning.
Dele, good morning.
Morning,
My
sir.
sister, I greet you. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dignitary, the speaking controller, sir.
Good morning.
Good
morning.
I greet you, sir. Please, I have just one question for you, and that is by the way of casting your mind back, sir, to the recent attack on Owerri Court. Are you with me, sir?
No, I'm you too.
Yeah. By the government, some government went there, attacked the judiciary, attacked the prison wardens and the police, and even those inmates that are there. What is your take in terms of asking from the government for help in terms of probably improving on your outfit, whereby you will be able to be accurately provided for guns and then other things that will be very helpful for you while you are on your duty? Because I discovered that most of you fled that day when that thing happened, and it shouldn't be so. You have to be up and doing as professionals. So that is my take, my question, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Kade. Then let me just reiterate that we want to restrict issues being discussed around Ogun and Ogun prisons. Thank you. He will respond to your question, Kade, but please, we are looking at Ogun State Prison Command. Hello. Hello, you are on.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
My sister, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, the guest in the studio, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, well, I want to appreciate you because I know it is not easy. There are a lot of things going on that ground.
Sorry, can we have your name?
I'm sorry about that. My name is Fahid. I'm calling from Abuja here.
Okay, thank you.
But yes, I want to say it is very, very unfortunate and mind-boggling the figure, the data you wrote out about the number of convicted inmates and the awaiting trial. That is how could out of 1,044 I'm right, and 100 plus has been convicted. Very, very, very annoying, so to say. Going by what those are waiting, the people are waiting trial will be going through in that prison. And at the end of the day, if they are being given judgment 3-4 years. Already they will have spent about 3-4 years, even more than the normal judgment they would have given if they have they were paraded actually to court and all that. That's very unfortunate. And I think what I can do about this is to computerize everything. Police, judiciary, you people should work hand in hand. The issue of bylaws and all that will not come up. It is annoying. How would you say find is being lost? How would you say you have lost the fight of people? In prison. Prison is not a place where one can just say I want to go and have my refreshment or go and have a nice day there. It is uncalled for. Please let us synergize with the police and see what they can do about this issue of lost file and all that. That's number one. Number two, the issue of death warrants. I think it is high time for you to have been given that death sentence. I think a whole lot of things would have gone ahead. So if they are being given death sentence, please our government should endeavor to sign death warrants too. That will also congest our prisons. It's very, very important. There is no jungle justice there now. And you cannot just be moved to court and just be given you should be hands and all that. So a whole lot of things would have gone ahead.
Approaching 2 minutes.
So let us allow our governor to sign these death warrants as well. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, more calls. Hello. 0809-86-87344 and 0909-146-9670. Let's take this one. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, morning.
And our guest, good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, please. It's a very nice topic. I want to understand that if I look in the TV, I used to see the image of the men and the women. But what baffles me is that why did those women used to be pregnant? Because there's no how then those things come together as we used to see. And another thing is this: before someone walks into that place, to maybe give a helping hand, it has to be a contribution center. Why can't government do something so someone will go and collect a written note that will allow him to pass? Not all the time. When you are doing this person interrogate you and be asking for money, this and that. When is it going to stop? So that's my question.
All right, thank you, Emeka. Comptroller, can we have your reaction to issues raised by the caller? Ola Kelani, what kind of cooperation and assistance do you get from government, from the public NGOs, in terms of gifts and donations?
Thank you very much. The President of the General Prisons recently provided some aftercare materials to all the prison formations in Nigeria. So, because his mission is to make sure that prisoners leave the prison better than the way they came in. And we are receiving help from NGOs, non-governmental organizations, to equip our workshop, because we still need more funds. It's beyond the power of the government. We need funds from the public spirited people, philanthropists, NGOs, to equip our workshop. So that is it as of now. Then in reformation, we are trying our best to reform the inmates, because we have various programs: education, acquisition of vocational skills like barbing, tailoring, shoemaking, soap making. All these things are going on in the prison. And when they finish their year term, we buy them equipments in accordance with the vocation they learned while in prison.
All right, let me just sum up this. I want to find out what experience have you learned from the events in Owerri? talking about the attempt by people, some attackers on one of the criminals taken to court, where the prison officers were also attacked. Did you learn any experience from it that will help you in fortifying your own formation here?
What I learned from that is that we should not allow trafficking to take place in the prisons, because most of these things, before they can happen, there must be maybe calls from the prison to the outside world. Once we prevent trafficking in the prison, such a thing will not be able to happen.
All right. Do you feel adequately protected by the law and the government at the state now? Because you also talked about having to arm your officers.
We need the support of the government, not only the federal, but also the state government, because we need a lot of equipment. All officers need to be armed, but as at now, only a section of the staff, the armed force section, they are armed. So we need the support of the government, especially the state government, to support the prison service, so that we shall be we can be well equipped.
All right. Do we have SMS and tweets now? I will go back to the phone.
Okay, yes, we do. We have this message. Dele, allow CP to ask Samai questions on whether it is true that some convicted children of powerful people are replaced by other people to serve the jail term for them.
All right, quickly let him answer that.
And the speculation that some randy male prison officials do impregnate female inmates, from Omola Olutunde.
All right, so CP.
It is not possible for an inmate to be replaced by another person, because before you can enter the prison, you must come with a genuine warrant. That is the authority we have as a prison officer to admit any person to the prison. So it is not possible for an inmate to be replaced with another inmate.
Special arrangement.
No, there's no special arrangement. You have to come with your warrant. And it is that warrant that gives us the authority to admit you into the prison. It is not possible to replace an inmate with another inmate. It is not possible.
All right, so I hope
that has been answered.
Then the second question of impregnating it is not possible. I've told you that before you can enter a female yard, even as the controller of prisons of Ogun State Command, I cannot enter a female yard without being accompanied by another officer. So it is not possible for any person to impregnate a female prisoner.
It will not be done within the prison yard.
It is not possible. Even if you go out, you have to go out with a female wardress. It is not possible.
And there can't be arrangements between the female wardress?
No, because why I say that it's not possible is that once you enter the prison, you have to be screened as a woman. So when you enter the prison and we confirm that you are not pregnant, then after maybe 3 or 4 months and you are not pregnant, you have to show how is it a Holy Ghost pregnancy. You have to prove it to the prison authority. It's not possible. You have not even had a case of such nature.
Okay.
Since I joined the prison service.
The Comptroller, sir, an NGO known as Pralag is doing great job in the area of combating crime and reforming erstwhile prisoners. What is your organization doing to collaborate with Pralag to rid of our society crimes? Thank you. Kenny Additional is asking that question. Shobawale Joseph, good morning, our guest. How do female inmates get pregnant? I believe they're not in the same place with male inmates.
I think he's answered
or warders are responsible.
He said
he has answered that it's
yes,
not possible.
He just answered that.
Rahim Wasil, if our governors can't sign the death warrant of convicted inmates, why can't our lawmakers re-amend the act so there won't be delay?
Okay. All right, Controller, you want to add something? Or we just go back to the telephone line?
Government is Nigerian Prison Service is supporting all good non-governmental organizations.
Okay, I think that's the answer to
Prala.
Prala there.
Yeah.
Not just Prala, all meaningful intentioned organizations are welcome to partner
With prison service.
with the prison service.
Okay. Good
Well,
morning.
morning, we have you.
So I love that.
Hello, good
Hello,
morning.
Godfrey. You have called once. You know, you can send them. You can use the
Message.
SMS. Thank you. Hello.
0809-868-7344. Hello, good morning.
Hello. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, I did miss my name from Mr. Daki. Good morning, Comptroller, sir.
All
Good
right,
morning.
Ademi.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I think honestly you are not really treating the issues of cancer. It is very evident that some female inmates got pregnant after maybe 1 or 2 years they were in prison. Yeah, we all know that pregnancy should take between 9 to 10 months. But after just initial 1 year, they still get pregnant, they still get impregnated. Who is impregnating them? That's number one. Then
Ademi, before you go on to number two, Ademi, before you go on to number two, that issue has been mentioned there severally. I will appreciate if any of you send evidences that we can investigate to
All
me.
right, okay. At least
To
I
me,
can give us
so
I can
yes,
give up to 2.
yes, send that to me. The person, the date, the prison, so that I
Actually, it
can
was
follow
in
through.
Ogun State. It was in Kirikiri. I have evidence
No,
of
we
that.
are looking at Ogun State
Yes,
today.
okay. Now, the question number 3 is about the empowerment, the inmate empowerment. Now, can you give us instances or give us the actual names of former inmates that were empowered, that were bought equipment to start a project? Then number 3, now, is it not possible to make all the prisoners who are still able-bodied to go into farming? I think this will go a long way in increasing the food, the farming.
All right,
Thank
thank
you very
you.
much.
Noted. Let's add more calls. Hello. Hello. Hello, morning. You are on 09091.
Good morning, Dele. Good morning, my sister.
Good
Good morning,
morning.
the prison controller.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Yeah, my name is Honorable Jaji Larije. I'm calling from the People's Parliament. Yeah, I don't want to go to the issue of impregnating inmates. A lot of us understand that something has really happened, but God will save us in Nigeria. The aspect I want the controller to please energize and probably put his energy is the area of farming and agriculture. Most of all these inmates can be, used to do farming. They can get 1 or 2 things doing. They even feed themselves. They even feed their neighbors. I mean, it's going to be a very good thing if they can go into mass agriculture. Good morning, Mr. President. God bless Nigeria.
God bless you.
So, thank you. Don't forget, keep the messages coming into 32120. Type rock, you leave a space, type your message, include your name, and send it to 32120 and the Twitter handle at Rock City FM. Hello,
Hello, Rock City.
good morning.
Yes, Babare, I'm calling from Oshele this morning. Good morning, Mr. Controller.
Good morning.
Now, the only questions I really want to ask you, why do you operate animal farm philosophy in the prison? I don't know whether you really understand what I mean by animal farm
I
philosophy.
don't.
You don't, Abi?
Yes, I do not understand.
Because what I mean is that there are some prisoners that have preferential, you give them preferential treatment. Some you worship them like gods, while the other prisoners are just left to do the real prison sentence. But the other ones that I say you give preferential treatment, honestly, they are allowed freedom. Why I'm saying this because at Ababa prison, when we went to play a football match, so it's been a long time, I'm saying now. When we went to play a football match, honestly, what we saw surprises me, and that is why I'm asking this question.
All
Why
right,
are
thank
some
you.
prisoners given preferential treatment?
Thank you.
Thank you.
He is taking notes. Hello, let's take this one and then again permit the controller to respond to issues that you have raised. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
You are on.
Hello,
Good
good morning.
morning.
Good morning.
This is Yinka Latini from Abeokuta.
Thank you.
Quickly, the controller said they do document properly, having photographs of inmates, so that if there is any jailbreak, they can trace them. I recall what happened in 2014 at Shadam prison. 28 inmates escaped, and we didn't see any photographs displayed on any media. And several other prisons, Enugu, everywhere, I've never seen anywhere that prisoners will escape and then we saw photographs displayed. And I once talked to the present majority leader that after INEC conducted the registration, they should pass this gadgets to prison so that they can have proper documentation. I hope that one should be done. Then he didn't talk about the shortage of prison staff. I'm aware that they have shortage of staff. Something should be done about that one. Then prison reformation is something that shouldn't be limited to the officers alone. The society has to contribute, the state government and everybody. I'm aware that the state government distributed vehicles to several military and paramilitary organizations about 2 years ago, but not one was given to prison service. And we asked the SSD then, they said something will be done. So the prison service is not receiving enough support from the government, from the society, and even families of inmates have to visit them before they are released so that they can begin to adjust. Because if you don't visit them, once they are released, you get scared and then they go back to the prison. And then there was a time some inmates needed prescription sheets to get drugs, and we discovered that there is no prescription sheet. And we are told that people from outside cannot pray. So I don't know why the prison clinic should run out of prescription sheets that should be able to help. And lastly, on the issue of farming, not all inmates can be taken to the farm. It's only people with very light sentence. But you can't expect maybe the hardened criminal to be taken to the farm. They can use the farming implements to attack the weather and escape. So we should all understand how the prison operates. Thank you and good morning.
All right, thank you. That would have been my question, additional question to somebody else that why don't you have everybody in your farm? And I know that it's difficult to have a condemned prisoner taken to farm. I know the style, you can confirm or contradict that, is that is those whose term are almost running out that are used for such assignments. Controllers.
Thank you. You have even answered the question for me. It seems as if people are asking many questions about this female prisoners getting impregnated in the prison. We need facts and figures and evidences to support that claim. Because since I joined the prison service, I've never witnessed such an incident. Because the Nigerian prison service is so structured in such a way that it is not possible for you, I repeat again, it is not possible for you as a male officer to enter the female yard without being accompanied by another male officer.
What about if it is done by the husband or the friend of the female inmate?
No, you can't just
not necessarily the officer.
You can't just enter the female yard like that. It is not possible in the prison service. So it is not possible for a female prisoner to get impregnated in the prison. It is not possible. It is not possible. Then about this inmate empowerment. Just some few months ago, the Comptroller General of Prison Service bought equipment for the aftercare section of the prisons, and it was distributed to all the prison formations in in the country. So the inmates are being empowered after they might have finished their sentence, so that they will return to the society um, where they killed, and for them to be rehabilitated and reintegrated back into the society. We also have support from the non-governmental organizations to rehabilitate the inmates that have finished their jail sentences. About this animal farm philosophy in the prisons, we give them the same treatment, the same food, the same water. They sleep in the same place. So I'm not really clear about this preferential treatment of some inmates. We give them the same treatment.
But we heard stories. I don't know if we have it in the Abeokuta Command of this, maybe in a prison like Kuje or Kirikiri or Ikoyi, where VIPs, maybe EFCC candidates, so to say, they use air condition, they use special treatment. Maybe that's what it's referring to. We heard stories like that. And they're even allowed to throw parties when they're in there because they have the money.
That one is not possible. In Ogun State, as the controller of Ogun State Command, we don't practice such a thing in Ogun State Command. It's not even possible in prison service. It's not possible.
But I've heard that story too. I've heard it in prison. I remember one of these 419, is it Ayodo or one of them? And these big guys, really, that once they are taken into a prison like that, they are treated separately. They can buy whatever
we
they want
give
to
them
buy.
the same treatment in the prisons.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. What other ones?
Okay, before we...
Yes, add the tweets, the messages.
Yes.
Okay, there's one
about the issue of the prison. Somebody raised the issue that the prison service is not being supported by the state government.
Yes,
That
and other organizations that they need support, vehicles, staff strength.
the state government is really trying for the prison service. They have promised us that they will give us vehicles, and
Have they done so?
They will do it, because I know the governor. He loves the prison service. Just of recent, he came to the prison service to celebrate his birthday with the inmates. He was even dancing in the midst of the inmates. And year in, year out, since the inception of office, he used to come to the prison to celebrate with the inmates on his birthday.
And what did he drop for them after that?
He gave them gifts. So that's what he does on a yearly basis. He loves the prison service. I'm sure, I'm very sure that very soon he will give us a vehicle, because he has promised.
Okay. Better ask for other things apart from vehicles, that is uniforms, guns, whatever. Okay, let's attend to this caller. Hello. Hello. Morning. Good morning.
Yes, let me confirm. My name is Kajin. Let me confirm to you. It is true they collected money from this Ibala prisoners. You remember the other time I mentioned such a thing on this program. And when I went to go and look on Mr. What's it called? They collected money from me, from the gate. And if that man wants to deny it, whether he doesn't know about it, let him get somebody as if he wanted to go and check inmates in that place. They'll collect money from, unless the controller knows about it. If not, let him check somebody up. They'll collect money. They collected money everywhere. But my area is this. That day I saw them playing a football match. And I can cover a good talented people from that thing. My question now is to the controller. Do you recommend these people to the federation or state for them to achieve their goal? Because I can see a good talent, in fact, they are very good players among them. That's my question.
Okay, that should be the last call.
Of course, yes, that will be the last call. Please add the messages and text to it so that the controller can take them.
We have this one from Agbola AAA. I was at Ibarra prison recently, and both inmates and officers were begging for money. Is this normal and allowed? Also, is it not a serious punishment for a warder to take 4 prisoners to work at Okemoso from Ibarra by trekking to and fro? That's from Agbola AAA. 2 questions. Then, my dear CP, you want to tell us that you You don't know about El Mustafa's case. It was in the news. Maybe it never happened in your command yet. Okay, this is from LD Adamu at Randa. Then for the tweet, sir, don't you think the borough prisons constitute a security risk to the government house? Will the 10-lane road project affect it? Then also, sir, do prisoners vote? Are they allowed to vote?
No, they don't. That's an obvious thing for now. Prisoners do not have right to vote in Nigeria for now.
Okay, that's all for the messages and tweets.
All right, CP.
The issue of a talented footballer in the prisons is part of the recreation program. They play football, play volleyball, play basketball, table tennis. And if you are talented, if you're a good footballer and you are talented, maybe after you leave the prison service, you may be taken by any of the clubs. So they can even recommend you to the Nigerian Football Association that we have somebody that is talented in our prison. Then the issue of Bara prison being moved out of his present location is beyond my power. That one will be determined by national headquarters in Abuja.
Okay. Somebody is also saying you should try and investigate the story about money
Being collected.
being
I will
collected.
do that.
Okay, as promised, he will look into
Okay, that's
that, and that is where we. Is there any additional thing you want to add, Mr. Abolade?
I want to implore the public that they should not see prison as a hell. Ex-prisoners should not be rejected by the public. And that is the reason why some of them, when they are rejected by their family, by their friends, by their relations, so some of them will
Go
find
back to
solace in the company
within of the criminals.
of the criminals. So when they are not accepted by the public, and the only place they can be accepted is the prison, that is why some of them find their way back to the prison. So I'm just use this medium to advise the general public that you should not see prisoners as bad people.
All right, let me also use this opportunity to advise you to stay away from crime. It does not pay. I must appreciate you, Mr. Benson Abolade, the Comptroller of Prison